Okay. Okay. Hey, YouTube. I am back. We are going to look at some more MLB games today. I took a day off, but for the previous day of bets, I went 2-2 again. So still not able to breach fully into the green, but I will say the two bets that I won, I happened to put more money on. So I did get lucky and I ended up winning, in that way today. And or that this was yesterday, and I also did get in on some games today too that I won. So I'm pretty happy so far with the MLB performance, given that I'm pretty new to it and I'm staying afloat and even in the green today. So far in the green on MLB. So let's keep it rolling and see what we got today. But just for my results from the other day. The money line parlay did not hit. I'm probably gonna stop doing these. They're really not good bets. But I did hit one today, so might not give up on him yet. We'll see. The Royals won. The Royals have been doing pretty good. I think they're an okay team. I don't think they're very good, but I think like their pitching and their defense is pretty good. So they won, but the Phillies lost. The Phillies have been looking bad. I'm like thinking I backed them today and they did come through for me, but I'm a little weary, but still kind of want to back them again. Well, so we'll see what I do. But yeah, Phillies took the L. Rangers won again. They're staying looking like a lot better than last year, offensively. So it's keep an eye on that. But I like this Rangers team. I think they're going to perform offensively a lot better than projections this year. So. They took it home for me, and then the Marlins ended up getting washed by it was some bad team. I thought the White Sox. So the White Sox were hot, but the White Sox ended up getting destroyed today. So I lost the with the Marlins a couple days ago, but today the Marlins came back and whooped. So it was interesting. Like I think the White Sox run is over. And then the last game was the Reds winning on the money line for me too. So the Reds, I'm kind of iffy on. Like I kind of want to fade them off of that win, but they're versing the Pirates, so when they got Paul Skeens in, so I doubt I will. But yeah, they were able to get the best of the Pirates in that one. So that's the recap. Let's see what we got for tomorrow here. First game I got is Athletics at the Atlanta Braves. And for this one, I like the Braves. The Braves just took an L to the Athletics today, but they they've bounced back their last loss pretty strong, and every win they have is by multiple runs. Like they have a couple L's, but every win they have is pretty convincing. They're winning. I think they're just a lot better than last year. Like this is the team that I think is going to perform a lot better than last year, and like maybe you could get them at a good price in these early season games. It's just that okay, minus 205 doesn't sound like a good price at all. That's pretty expensive. I just think that they just had a bad game, and I think they bounced back off of this. And honestly, I was looking at the minus 1.5 run line. So I think that there is a huge pitching mismatch here. So not only do I think like this is like almost maybe like I don't even know. Like minus 205 is a hefty price, so that's what's kind of has me weary. But it's just like the Atlanta Braves look like such a better team that is going to destroy them off of that loss, and especially with a much better pitching line, a matchup. Like Sale is a pretty much a top pitcher here. Just like looking at the fantasy rankings, I don't know if I have it open. All right, just so like this is the Roto Baller fantasy rankings, and if you're just looking at Saleh, he's like top 30. He's ranked 36 for fantasy projections versus who is this other guy that they got? Severino, I mean, he is not even anywhere in the mix. Like, this is a pretty bad. I think this is a huge mismatch. So I think the Braves just destroy them here because not only do they have a huge pitching edge, but I think their bats get hot again and they just whoop them. So I'm looking at the minus 1.5, which sounds crazy because they just took an L and didn't look good, but that's kind of what I like about it. So I'm rolling the Braves probably minus the 1.5 unless I find something cool to money line parlay it while I'm doing this. All right. Next game we got the Texas Rangers at the Baltimore Orioles, and I'm gonna keep rolling Texas here. It sounds crazy, but I think they sweep them. I think this Texas offense is honestly good. And I mean, their pitching even looks like surprisingly good. Like it's crazy. Like yeah, their offense looks a lot better, but so does the defense. So I think this Texas team is way more improved for this current season. I think Baltimore Orioles were kind of expected to be more improved and still kind of being overpriced because of it. But I mean, they got like one good bat. Like I don't think getting one or two good bats is gonna really do much for your team. I mean, I think it almost has to do sometimes with the coaching and whatnot. And I think that Texas did more to overhaul like their coaching staff and everything during the off season. The Orioles just like picked up one or two guys and were like, oh, like I don't think it's gonna work out for them. I think they're gonna skid out. I think the Texas Rangers are gonna go on a run. So I got them on like basically like a statistically pretty even pitching matchup. Just looking at how they've done versus each other's lineups. The difference is Rogers has less experience like versing these guys, so it's a pretty small sample. And I think Eovaldi is just overall a way better pitcher. Like I honestly think the Texas Rangers do have the pitching advantage, and I like Eovaldi off of having his a bad game, his first showing. Like he came out and didn't do good. This Rogers kid, I doubt he even pitched this year yet. He might have. We could check real quick. What are we looking at? The Baltimore Orioles. Let's see, what did Rogers do? Okay, so he did play a game. Okay, he got 5 strikeouts, so not bad. Not bad. 4 walks. I mean, gave up 3 hits. They won. So who did they play? I can't even. Well, it should say up here if you started. He might not have started. Oh yeah, yeah, first game of the season, he came out and he did okay. He got the 2-1 win. He held them to 1 run. Okay, so that's interesting that he did well. So like that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna write him off completely, but so like I'm willing to even come up to say that it is an even matchup pitching, which I just don't think it is. I think him off that good game he falters, and if all day off his bad game he comes back. Like that's just kind of what I think is gonna happen. So I'm rolling Texas Rangers again on the money line. Just was better last year, and I think improved more over the off season. So let's roll them to sweep. Next game is the Pirates at at the Cincinnati Reds. See, like this game, I probably won't even touch just because, like, I kind of want to roll Cincinnati just because. I think like they were the better team last year by half a run, and also both of these teams look bad offensively, and I think overall Cincinnati's full pitching and defense, looks a lot better this year. They just Pirates have Paul Skeens, okay? So This one I'm just staying off of because I don't want to fade Paul Skeens and I also do not want to back the Pirates at all. So it's like I would go under in this if I could get like an 8.5. I definitely would. So I doubt you can. I see I have 7.5 here. I was like FanDuel at the time. So like yeah, I would go under 8.5 if that happened to be around. I'll look for that, but I highly doubt it will. Other than that, I'm not touching this. Next game, Washington Nationals at the Phillies. So this is another just huge pitching mismatch. Like this guy Sanchez is good. He's like a really like an elite pitcher, and Cavalli I think is just so overrated and just not good. Like he's alright, but he's not anywhere near Sanchez. So I'm gonna I want to back Philly, but like I'm obviously not paying minus 260. I do kind of like them minus 1.5, but I also at the same time am weary because like Philly's offense has looked horrible. Like last season, Philly was multiple runs better than this Washington team, and now it's like Philly's offensive rating is ranked 24th. So that's a problem, and that's part of why I think that Philly is going to bounce back here offensively versus a bad pitcher. Because it's like Philly put up 5 points, 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, and then 3 points. So their offense looks so bad that it's like I need to take this opportunity to back them here to bounce back on that and put up some runs. Especially versus that guy. Let's see, what is his name again? Cavalli. I mean, just looking at the fantasy projections, so we got Cade Cavalli. He's somewhat in the mix. Don't get me wrong. At 260, but like we're looking at Christopher Sanchez as a top 20 pitcher, so it's like we're gonna have to roll with him for sure. And Washington, like I just think this is so fluke. This is some fluke. Second in the NL East, like putting up some big offensive numbers. So, yeah, I'm fading Washington somehow. I think what I'll probably do is I will do a money line parlay, even though I was like not supposed to. We'll see what else I can find to do it with. Because I almost like the Braves minus 1.5 more than I like the Phillies minus 1.5 at this point. I mean the Braves offense looks way better than the Phillies offense. So interesting, but yeah, I like the Phillies to win this for sure. We'll see what I can do. And then we got Chicago White Sox at Miami Marlins. So in this game, I would love to back the Marlins. Maybe I'll use like a profit boost or something to get like they've been doing like 50% profit boost every day on DraftKings. So maybe I'll run that. Maybe I'll run that on this and just do like a small wager on that. Um, just so I can take the Marlins because like I like them to win this a lot, but like minus 150 is crazy because they could easily lose too. I just think that like Marlins offense is kind of primed to start going off and they just like look great defensively and I think this is another like pretty bad pitcher mismatch. You got these guys right here. Alcantara is like actually in the mix. 140, so nothing crazy, but like Shane Smith is ranked 250, so definitely a good pitching advantage for Miami here. Not a huge one, but I think Chicago White Sox bullpen is just like not trustworthy. It's horrible to be honest. So I think that the defense is going to be way better. And then I think also Chicago's offense is falling apart too after a couple hot games. So I like Miami a lot. I especially am interested in oh, I think they actually won today. Yeah, I think they actually whooped them today, and I wasn't on it like I should have been, but I was on the over. Yeah, they whooped them today, so I honestly expect them to come in and just kind of beat up on them again. Not beat up on them, but at least squeak off with the W. It could be another high scoring game, though. I'm not gonna bet the over twice in a row, but I'll find a way to get in on Miami money line here. All right, let's see. I think maybe like one more game. All right. Oh, we got two more. Okay, so next game is it's the Colorado Rockies at Toronto Blue Jays. And in this game, I'm taking um the minus 1.5 for the Blue Jays here for sure. They're gonna absolutely destroy them. I think I've just been waiting to take Toronto. I've been just watching from a distance, watching them heat up, and I think they're gonna come in here and demolish them because they're kind of getting hot now. And the Rockies are just horrendous and have kind of been playing decent, so I'm fading them off that, and I'm backing the Blue Jays off a pretty quiet start here, but I think they're ready to go now, and I think that this pitching mismatch is just completely out of control. So I'm backing Toronto Blue Jays minus 1.5 here. I don't care. I'm just gonna start laying these 1.5s because they're good prices. I'm getting minus 125, which actually is still high, but that think really speaks to just how much everybody thinks this is about to be a bloodbath. So we're gonna take the minus 1.5 with Toronto. I'm not even mixing this up in a parlay. Then the last game I have is the Minnesota Twins at the Kansas City Royals. I just had this slide and I like Kansas City, so I just figured I'd look at this game. It's kind of a later game. Um, yeah, I don't know who I think is going to win this. I think these teams are pretty even. I think that, like last year, yeah, Kansas City had the one run edge, and that did lead me to be kind of attracted to them because I don't think either of these teams made any serious moves over the offseason. And I think that if anything, Kansas City's like bullpen got a little deeper and better and they got healthier and like I think if anything Kansas City defensively did improve a lot, like improve year over year, not crazy, but definitely did. And I think that like Minnesota maybe offensively did improve a little, but we'll see. I think they'll have to prove it. But I don't want to get involved with a side in this. I think Joe Ryan's a good pitcher and Kansas City's going to have trouble. And I think Noah Cameron, while he might not be projected as high to as Joe Ryan or be as ranked as high in a lot of rankings. Like has performed well against this Twins lineup in the times he has seen them, and I think he does well here. So I'm not going to pick a side because I don't know. I think these teams are honestly pretty evenly matched. I'm going to go under on this game though. So I think that this goes under the 8.5 because I think the pitching is going to be pretty good, and I don't think either of these offenses are very good. Even though Minnesota is kind of technically hot offensively, all of these numbers don't include today's game, so it's like, yeah, you factor in today's game, the Twins' offense might not look so great, as great. So I like the under here. So those are my picks. Let's just reiterate kind of what they were. So. You know what? After all that deliberation, I'm gonna moneyline parlay the Braves and the Phillies. So my first bet, I'm gonna moneyline parlay. I said I would stop doing this, and I should, but this is the last one. If I don't hit this one, it's over. So I like Atlanta Braves Philly moneyline parlay. My second bet will be the Texas Rangers minus 104. This I'm not touching. And then I also like the Miami Marlins on the money line. I have like 156 here, but we'll see what I can get in on. I like the Blue Jays minus 1.5. And I like the under on the Minnesota versus Kansas City game, the under 8.5. So those are what I'm taking, and that'll do it. I also, just as a bonus, like I like both New York teams tomorrow too. We'll see if I get on them, but not gonna like maybe include them. But it could be worth looking at the New York teams tomorrow, the Mets and Yankees. Just like kind of waiting for the Mets to go off, and I'm kind of just think the Yankees are gonna really go on a run this year, but we'll see. But I do like the New York teams. I'm gonna start including them in the videos, but that will do it. Thank you.